Mr. Man, Australia. Mr. Small, Australian made. Mr. Small was very small. He lived in a small house at the bottom of Twilight's garden. It was a nice house, although very tiny, but it suited Mr. Small very nicely because he liked living there. Now, this story is about the time Mr. Small decided to get a job. The trouble was, what sort of a job could Mr. Small do? After all, there aren't that many small jobs. Mr. Small thought about it for a long time, but hadn't had any ideas. Not one. He was thinking about it now, while having lunch and a small drink. Mr. Small thought again, but it was no use. Thinking just made him thirsty, so he had another drop. I know, he thought to himself. After lunch, I'll go and see Twilight and ask her advice. So he left his house to Twilight's house. It was a long walk for somebody as small as Mr. Small, and halfway there he stopped for rest. Fluttershy, who was looking for worms, noticed him.
Good afternoon, Mr. Small. I didn't see you,
she said.
out for a walk.
Yes, I am, said Mr. Small. Going to see Twilight.
Oh,
Said Fluttershy, and walked off. After his rest, he went all the way to Twilight's house. When he got there, he climbed on the doorsteps of the front door. He knocked. Nobody heard him. The trouble was, you see, if you're as small as Mr. Small, you don't have a very loud knock. Mr. Small looked up. There, high above his head, was a doorbell. How can I ring the bell when I can't reach it? He asked himself. Just then he heard footsteps. Hello! Pat looked down. Hello, he said. Who are you? I'm Mr. Small. Will you ring the bell for me? Of course I will. Clang clang. Thank you. My pleasure. Mr. Small heard footsteps coming to the door. The door opened. Twilight looked out. That's funny, she said. I'm sure I heard the doorbell ring. She was about to shut the door when she heard a voice. Hello, it said. Hello, Twilight. Twilight looked down, and then
Hello,
she said,
what are you doing here?
I've come to ask your advice.
Well, you better come in and have a talk.
Mr. Small followed Twilight to the living room and sat on a chair. He told her how he couldn't think up a job he could do. Twilight listened to what he had to tell her. So you see, said Mr. Small, how difficult it is. Yes, I can see that, said Twilight, but leave it to me. She asked her friends if he could help them. Applejack was first, but when she asked if Mr. Small was to help her, no, Twilight, he can't sort out the green apples from the red ones. Rainbow Dash couldn't accept him. He can't carry a net to catch a bad cloud. Even Pinkie Pie wouldn't want him when she had pots for sugar. He'll make them yucky. And Fluttershy. I can't have him doing the newly born rabbits. What are we going to do with you? Said Twilight. Don't know, said Mr. Small in a small voice. I've got one more idea. Rabbitty can do. Perhaps you can work for her. So she took Mr. Small to meet Rabbitty. Can I work for you? He asked her. Oh, yes, you can. I got tiny dresses to make for dolls. They're for every dollhouse. It's a good thing you can do them. I got big ones for my customers. So that went well. He went to making mini dresses. He liked it, and Twilight, who visited, brought a scarf. Clever, isn't he? Yes, he is. He's good with tiny dresses. I've got big hooves, so I can't do them.